Hello everyone, you're all welcome back to my page and welcome to my channel. First of all, I apologize because I'm out in the nature, so if you probably hear some kind of breeze going on here, it's because it's a bit windy, but this couldn't wait, so I had to make sure that I get this video done today. And please, if you're new to this kind of content, if this kind of content resonates with you, please take a moment to like and share. Please subscribe. And all the family, people who have been with me all along, welcome back. Thank you for the love and support. Thank you for the donations. And thank you for standing with me. Now, in this today subject, I'm going to talk about, the subject is going to be when the switch goes off. So when you uncover the narcissist, this is what happens next. So it is going to be more of guiding you to the next moves you're going to take, because it is not everybody who has the opportunity to wake up from abuse. So you've had many people who have been in this abuse and it has gone on for the rest of their lives, and they haven't been able to wake up from this abuse, and they haven't been able to get their life back. Now, in this situation, you need to understand something. First of all, when the switch goes off, what is happening behind the scenes is that God has finally set you free. The angels have set you free. The divine, I don't know which you can put a word to that, whichever way seems fit for your situation, and which depending on the belief, on your beliefs, and so the switch goes off. You have got to understand that for all the time you've been in this kind of abuse with these individuals, they have never thought and they have never imagined that one day you're going to wake up. So they have never imagined or even believed, because they don't believe in God even. So they don't have faith. They do not have any faith. So they have always thought that they are going to keep you as a source for as long as they want to, and most probably for the rest of your life. And they have never thought that one day you're going to wake up. And what is happening behind the scenes is that at the moment when the switch goes off, that exact moment when the switch goes off, when you wake up, it is usually at the last times, because when you reach that moment whereby you have been abused and actually been over abused. So there's abusing and then there's over abusing. So it comes to that point whereby it's like your life is finished. It's like you've come to the end of life. You know what I mean? You are the end. You are at the maximum of this abuse. It's like you cannot take anymore. So what happens in that moment is that it is like spiritually the divine is setting up some sort of a meeting, and they are considering, okay, so they think, yes, it's time. For whatever it is you've been going through, it is the time. The time for you has come, because I can assure you and I can guarantee you the divine will never allow a narcissist to shut down your life forever before you step into your calling. You have got a calling. Always I've told you in my videos that the narcissist has always come to you because they have decided to come to your life, and they have chosen you as their target because for some reason you have got a bigger calling than in life, and that calling you're supposed to fulfill that calling no matter what happens. So the divine sets up that meeting, and they decide that, okay, so as we see, as God or the angels or what is going on there. So as they see the situation, you have come to that moment whereby it's like your life looks like it's going to shut down at any moment in time, and the divine will not allow that. So what happens is that they decide that, okay, so the tap of the switch you on, the switch you on. So for some reason the switch goes off. They turn on the switch. Let me use the word like that. Now, first of all, people, you need to understand that at that moment, it's a very shocking moment for the people who have had their switches turned on. They're going to agree with me, and they're going to resonate with me. It's a very, very terrifying moment. First of all, because why? that fog is leaving you. The fog that has been overshadowing you is for the first time getting cleared up, and then you're looking at those individuals that you've been with for all these years, and for the first time you're seeing them for who they are. And very, very as unbelievable as it is, it's a very shocking moment, very terrifying and very shocking. So this is what you're going to do when the switch goes off. Technically, that means that the divine is preparing you to leave. So it's like God or whatever angels, they're preparing your departure from that relationship. And most of the people, I think, for the most of the people who don't actually understand this this whole thing, it's like you panic a bit, they're panicking a bit. They're like, they're thinking what's going on. So a lot of confusion is happening around them, and they don't know what to do next. And sometimes most of the people, that's the mistake actually they do. Most of the people, when the switch goes off, when they're able to uncover the narcissist for whichever period of time they've been with them, they tend to panic. And let me assure you guys, a narcissist, the last thing you want to do is show them that you've actually uncovered, you've actually unmasked them. That's the last thing you want to do in the beginning. So what you're going to do next is, first of all, take a deep breath in, sit somewhere very comfortable, because most of the time when the switch is going on, when the switch goes on and the mask falls, their mask falls, it is usually in that time when they are not even in your proximity. So sometimes most of the time the switch goes off when they are away from you. So it's like they're not away around you. They might have gone somewhere out to the shop, or they might have gone somewhere to the... It depends. But most of the time the switch goes off when they are not in your proximity. All you want to do, I will tell you this from experience. All you need to do, first of all, calm down as much as you can. Take a deep breath. Sit down somewhere very quietly and start reflecting. Because when the switch goes off, the fog has been cleared. Now, you are going to start receiving the downloads, because the downloads are going to start coming one at a time, and sometimes it's going to overwhelm you. What downloads am I talking about here? All those things you have experienced during that relationship or during that friendship you've had with the next narc, doesn't matter, parents or relationship or boyfriend, husbands or whatever, everything they've ever done to you that did not make sense to you previously is now starting to make sense. And that's what I mean by the downloads, because now all the information that the narcissist has ever hidden from you, the veil has been lifted. And all the information, all the secrets, everything that they have ever hidden from you, they are now starting to show up in front of your face. And now you're starting to add up all the puzzles. You're adding up all the puzzles and you're putting all the pieces together, and everything is starting to fit. And that's when you're going to start to remember that, okay, so at that time, they told me this and this, that wasn't the truth. This time they told me this and this, that was the truth. This time they did this, that wasn't the truth. So all the truth is now starting to show up in front of your face. And now your mind, for the first time in many years, your mind is starting to open up to whatever has been hidden from you, from the narc. It is very important. That moment is very important. Guys, I need you to listen very carefully. It is very important that day. That day, when the switch goes off, you will know. I've always told most of the people most of the people in this kind of situation that I've talked with, I've told them that when the switch goes off, you will know. This has not got to be with nothing to do with who told you or what happened or what happened. It does not matter. When the switch goes off, you will know it and you will feel it on emotional level. But I want to tell you that when that moment comes, it pushes you in a very deep panic mode. So you are going to start panicking all of a sudden, because for the first time you'll be looking at these people. You will be, of course, even if they're not in your proximity, even if they're not in your presence at that moment. So you'll be now realizing that all along these years you've been living with the beast at home, and you've been having the enemy in your own bed. So very quietly, take it easy. Number one, take deep breaths, Breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, very slowly, very calm. Do not, for whichever reason, do not panic. Next, you might have some people you know, I don't know, friends, or you might have some relatives, or you might have some people in the countryside, because what you're going to do next is now you're going to start planning your exit. Your exit from whichever, I don't know, it doesn't matter, your parents or your relationship, your partners or whatever. Now you're starting to plan your exit. And the divine is going to start to guard you for everything you're going to do from that moment onwards. You're going to be fully protected. You may not understand it, but believe me or not, it's the divine that has decided that switch to go on so that you can now understand what you're dealing with and be able to get your freedom back and move out of that situation. So from that moment, you are going to be protected, completely protected. I'm talking about this on experience, through experience. I know what I'm talking about, and believe me, whether you want to believe it or not, you are fully protected. Call some people. I don't know who is somebody you know in the countryside, maybe your grandmothers or your fathers. Maybe you have some sort of a cabin somewhere that nobody knows about. You have got to start preparing your exit. But when you're doing that, you have got to make sure that everything that's happening in the home is going as always, as it has always been. Do not make any alterance in your activities, all the things that you've been doing with those people before the switch went off. So you have got to make sure, you want to make sure that you stay as calm. Do not, for whichever reason, make them find out or make them realize that actually your switch has gone off, because you will know it, but they will not know it in the first place unless you start to behave in a certain way or act in a certain way. That's when they are going to find out that probably something is going on. But you have got to make sure that you stay calm. Do not say anything. Do not argue with them. Do not quarrel with them. Do not engage them for whatever reason. Stay as quiet as you can. And then start making preparations. Call some people. You might want to call some friends that the narcissist or their flying monkeys don't know about. You may want to start calling some people and start making arrangements, very slow arrangements. Do not all of a sudden wake up in the morning next day and pick up your shoes and run out of the house. It doesn't work like that. So you're calling people and informing them of your intention to move in with them, even for just a short period of time. First of all, for you, because it's very important for you to step out of that proximity, to step out of the narcissist and their environment. You are planning now to move out of their environment so that you can get away, first of all, physically. You've started detaching emotionally, but then also now you're preparing yourself to move out of that whatever relationship physically, on physical basis. So you are starting now to plan packing your bags. I know it's very painful because there are some people who are dealing with narcissistic mothers. They have narcissistic fathers. They have been codependents. They have been depending on them for a long period of time. And it is very confusing and also very painful to leave those people, because sometimes they are their parents. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's your mother, sometimes it's your father. You have depended on them all your life and you do not know what to do next. When the switch goes off, when the switch goes on, guys, it's time. There's nothing to do about it. It has gone on for a reason. And you do not, for whichever reason, do not fight it. Do not fight it. The only thing, what I'm telling you now, the steps you need to take, quietly, call some people you know that those people do not know about, and start making arrangements. And at the same time, as you carry on that relationship you've always been having with the narcissist, all you need to do, what you need to do, the steps you need to take, you want to make sure that you carry on all the activities, whatever you've been doing with them. Let nothing show that there is something you discovered about them. Make sure that you do not tell them, do not engage, do not argue, because I know some people even want to start the fight straight away when the mask falls or when the switch goes on. Some people want to straight away start resenting and fighting with them, but do not make whichever reason, do not. It's a warning, because these people, they are not normal people. They are very evil people and they can do anything. Anything is possible. When the narcissist mask falls, when it sleeps, a narcissist is capable of everything. They are capable of anything. So all you want to do is protect yourself as much as you can. Do not tell them, and do not change anything you've been doing for all these previous years. Stay calm, call some people you know, and start preparing your exit. And you have got to make sure that when you know somebody that they do not know, if you've got a confidant, somebody you know that they do not know about, a secret friend somewhere that they do not know about, you want to start packing your bags. And then at the same time, the next thing you want to do, you want to make sure that you start to retract your attention slowly, very slowly, but very, very carefully. If you've been giving that narcissist like 100%, you want to retract that attention now to drop like to 50, maybe 70, 60, and eventually 50. So you're slowly start stopping to give in the way you've been used to, you've been doing all the time. Yes, you're still taking their commands, but now you're taking less commands than you used to take before from them. They're ordering you this, so now you're starting to reduce all the attention you've been giving those people. Very slowly, very gradually, it will happen. But you want to make sure that as well, you do not stay in that house as long as possible. Because you see, as much as you've known and you've uncovered these people, you've unmasked them, you'd want to make sure that within at least a maximum of 7 days, you are leaving the house. Now, this one is going to go to those people who have got children with them. Sometimes you have kids with them, so sometimes you can be a man and you have maybe it was your wife or maybe your girlfriend or something, so maybe you have kids together. So you want to make sure that now you start to prepare those children, because it is going to be a very big shock for those kids, for you to move out of their life, or for example to live their life at that moment. Is going to be a very big shock for them. So all you want to do is start preparing those kids, you know. Try to spend as much time as you can with them, sit with them, try to tell them. Maybe you may not have to tell them that you know I'm going to leave tomorrow or something of the sorts, but you might want to tell them that you are planning to leave or to go somewhere for a short period of time. So you might want to tell them that, you know what, I'm going to see the Grandy, I'm going to Grandy for maybe, I don't know, a week or something like that, because you don't want to tell your kids that you're going to leave. It's very painful for you to come in front of your kids that you've had all along, and you know they have been in your life for a long period of time, and all of a sudden you're telling them that, yes, I'm going to, you know what, tomorrow, the next day, I'm leaving the house, and I don't know, maybe after 1 week, I'm leaving the house and I'm leaving forever. So you do not want to shock them. First of all, prepare them slowly, prepare their minds one step at a time. Tell them, okay, so you know what, I'm going to leave. Maybe I'm going to Granny's place, I'm going to my auntie, I'm going to somewhere, but you have got to make some sort of an excuse, because now it is about you as an individual who has been in that abuse. It is about you now. It's time to set yourself free. The divine has stepped in and set you free. So it is now also time for you to use that opportunity to set yourself free. There are going to be some consequences, because remember, most of the time when you're with this narcissist, sometimes you have a mortgage together, you're paying a mortgage together, maybe you're paying a car together, you know what I mean? You have got some bills going on in the background, so you have a lot of things in common. If they've been your partners, of course, so you have got a lot of bills that are, so there's going to be financial consequences, but you should be able to thank the God you believe in, or the divine, or your angels, that finally they have emotionally cut the cords. They have emotionally cut the cords that have been holding you back with your narcissist. So you should be grateful for that. And then you have got to prepare, because you have got to be very confident that there is going to be financial consequences to this situation. That is the number one thing, because first of all, the narcissist, for all this time, they have suppressed your finances, because first of all, it's a trick. They use that trick to make you to get you trapped so that you have nowhere to go. So they have already suppressed your finances, and most of the people who have left this narcissist, they have found themselves struggling with finances. In the beginning, it's going to be very difficult. For the first week or second week or third week, it's going to be very hard. So if you have some sort of if you're running, if you have completely you completely broke. You want to prepare because the move is going to require you to prepare for some extra finances to finance you when you're outside there. Maybe you need a friend to borrow you some money, or maybe you have some you have some access to the bank. You can go take some small loan or something like that, because believe me or not, you are going to need finances to leave that place. It's going to take you some finances. If you do not have, and you do not have access to any finances whatsoever, then probably you might want to call some friend of yours, I don't know, whatever it is out there, and you want to try to request for their help. Probably you can stay at their place for 1 week, I don't know, maybe 2 weeks, or I don't know, whichever, but for some reason you have got to make sure that you make the first move to leave that place. And then this one is for this advice I'm going to give it to the people who are dealing with this kind of very, very physical, violent, very actually, who are abusive. These like psychopaths, these people who have this kind of psychopathy. So the psychopaths who are actually violent, they can physically harm you. This one, you want it or you don't like it, it has got nothing for you. You do not, for whichever reason, you cannot wait. So that one, if they are not in your proximity, if they are not in that area at that moment, you might want to pick up a few things. I've already told you guys there's going to be financial consequences in this situation, but when you're talking about financial consequences, you do not have to put that first, because it is your life now what matters most. And if you're dealing with somebody who is actually even physically abusive, a person who is capable of taking a knife from the fridge or somewhere and beating you up and stabbing you up, so you do not want to risk telling them that you found out who they are, you finally unmasked them. You do not want to risk that. If it's necessary for that situation, you might want to start talking with an attorney. You may want to get in touch, because, and this does not matter if it's if it has been a narcissist or if it has been a psychopath or whatever. Anytime when you're planning to move out of a narcissistic relationship, all you want to do is, first of all, you might want to call your attorney. You may want to start calling your lawyers. Let them know of your intentions. Tell them what is going on, and let them know what is actually happening to you, and let them make some notes. So they are going to take the report and put it into consideration, just in case anything happens. Because after that moment, when you've uncovered the narcissist, anything is possible. They can do anything. Psychopaths, they can even take your life. A psychopath will not even wait to take a knife or something like that and stab you and do anything, and even take your life at that moment. So you do not want to wait. You have got to make sure that as soon as the mask falls, you're getting into the car, jump on the buses, I don't know, whatever, go and speak with an attorney. Your lawyer, maybe you have got a lawyer somewhere, or maybe you want to take a new lawyer. Make sure that you are going to go and make some sort of a report. So they are going to take everything into account. Tell them about your next move and your fears. First of all, tell them about tell them what you've discovered. Tell them probably, yes, you found out that you've been dating a narcissist or maybe a psychopath, but at home you have got kids, probably, or you do not have some finances, or what is this. So make sure that you explain each and everything, what is happening with your lawyer or your attorney or something like that, so that they are going to make notes, because whatever is going to happen after that is going to involve you taking some risks. So sometimes you do not want to have that situation whereby it has been too much big of a jump, and it has landed you into deeper problems, actually. You know what I mean? So you want to make sure that everything has been recorded very well with a lawyer, an advocate, so that in case anything goes wrong, you know where you're going to step in. You know, the lawyer will know what to do. The advocate, your attorney, will know what they are going to do with the situation. They know where you guys live, so they will know what action they are going to take with that partner of yours, because already you've told them what is going on. So if anything happens to you, in case you're dealing with psychopath, maybe something goes on, or even if an accident may happen or something like that, before you leave the house, your attorney will know what steps they are going to take according to the law. So they will know how to deal with that situation, the legal way, how they are going to handle that situation with that person. You know what I mean? So, guys, I can always assure you, I know many of you that are out there, they are still in those kind of, they are very deeply into abuse and all this kind of stuff. I know many of them cannot get out. I know many of them, they are still trying to figure out what is going on, what are they dealing with. I know many of them, they have not yet, they are still in, I call it the hypnosis state, whereby it's like you've been hypnotized, and you just like, you know, it's like whatever you're doing, your activities are everything you're doing on autopilot. You know what I mean? According to the narcissistic orders. You know what I mean? So it's like your life is on orders. You know what I mean? So it's very difficult, I know, but I will guarantee you, and I want to put this assurance out there that it is going to come a time, and you're going to wake up, the switch is going to go on, but all you want to do is do not panic. Take it very easy, one step at a time, if you're dealing with a narcissist. But if you're dealing with a psychopath who might actually sense that your switches have gone on, have gone off, and they are already insecure that you are going to run away from them or you are going to leave them, it can be more dangerous. So you want to take the proper steps necessary. Speak with your attorney. Tell them of your intentions to actually disappear from that house first of all, and make sure that you do not spend as long time as possible, because the more time you spend with them at home is the more disgusting it's going to be for you, because already you are going to be looking at the beast in front of you. So you don't know what to spend like the rest few days, you know, I don't know, weeks or whatever, before you actually leave the house. It is going to be difficult. I know it is going to be painful, because sometimes you have got kids, and most of the time you even have bills going on, bills on your neck already, because you're already running in credits when you're with these people. But you have to accept there is always going to be losses. So understand that there's going to be losses, and do not be afraid. Is many people, they cannot leave those relationships because they are so afraid of what is going to happen next. Oh, what about the money? I don't have money. I don't have bills. They don't have money. They don't have for this to do what. So do not worry about that. Make sure, if you're dealing with a psychopath, please start packing your bags. Maybe you want to, you know, one shoe at a time, maybe one shirt at a time, you know, put it somewhere, put it away somewhere where you know that those people are not going to find it. And eventually, do not spend as long as possible. Try to make sure that you leave that house as soon as you can, because when the mask slips, guys, I can assure you, when you're dealing with a psychopath, it can become a matter of life and death. So when you're dealing with a psychopath, yes, don't tell them on the first day, but do not make your stay with them longer, because they're actually going to find out that you've known them, you find out who they are, and it's going to be more dangerous for you. So you want to make sure that you spend the minimum time, the minimum few days, the last maybe 1, 2, 3 days probably. But before you leave the house, you want to make sure that you have already called an attorney, you have called a lawyer or an advocate, and you've already told them what is going on and what are going to be your next moves before you actually leave the house. And I hope, for all the guys out there suffering narcissistic abuse, it's Denzo Moz Unscripted. And yes, whenever I know something, I come out here, I try to share with you. And my vision is to break empaths free. So if an empath out there is struggling, please, it's your first time here, please like the page, share and subscribe, share with your friends. And I hope this message gives you some sort of some enlightenment on your situation. And until then, guys, I'll speak with you soon, and I'll catch you in my next video. Take care.